помашите ручкой. Ha, söz verdiğim gibi de. Разрешаем. Да, шала как-то. Так нужно это или нет? А.
Ministers, distinguished guests, welcome to the reception dedicated to the National Day of the Republic of Azerbaijan. Please now stand for the national anthems of the Republic of Azerbaijan and the State of Israel. video message by His Excellency President of the State of Israel Ichak Herzog on the occasion day of Independence Day of Azerbaijan.
Shalom, dear friends from Jerusalem. It gives me great pleasure to send my warmest greetings from Jerusalem as we celebrate together the occasion of the Republic of Azerbaijan's Independence Day. Although we celebrate now the blessings of independence as two modern nation-states, the deep bonds between the Jewish and Azerbaijani people go back centuries and millennia. For so long, Azerbaijan has been a symbol of tolerance, diversity, equality, and evidence of the possibility for coexistence, respect, and cooperation between people and peoples. The modern relations we share prove clearly we can bring goodwill, mutual respect, and a spirit of friendship to advance our many shared goals. We can share peaceful relations across every religious and ethnic line and as proud Muslim and Jewish majority countries. And these have been at the anchor of stability not only for our two nations, but for our region at large, as Azerbaijan has become an important crossroads for regional and diplomatic dialogue. In so many fields, our two nations have found commonality and the possibility of advancing shared goals. In security and innovation, in tourism and energy, in commerce, in so many great things and what's not. On this count, I must say that even the overwhelming support from the Azerbaijani judges and people at the recent Eurovision was a deeply moving gesture. Thank you. Dear friends, it was just 2 years ago that my wife Michal and I had the honor of being hosted in Baku by our dear friends, President Ilham Aliyev and his wife Marima. We were privileged to witness firsthand the enormous growth that President Aliyev has led for his country, and to explore together continued channels for development through the expansion of our cooperation. I commend and congratulate my dear friend, President Aliyev, and I want to voice my strongest confidence in the continued growth of Azerbaijan and in the continued deepening of the wonderful bonds we share as nations. As you celebrate the progress, purpose, and pride of the Republic of Azerbaijan on this Independence Day, please accept my warmest congratulations on behalf of the people of Israel and the State of Israel. And I take this opportunity to thank our friend here, Azerbaijan's ambassador to Israel, for his critical work advancing the ties between our nations. Finally, as we fight for a world of justice and peace, let's not forget for a moment Israel's hostages in Gaza, who are held there in the most horrific of conditions in an ongoing crime against humanity. And let us continue to fight until every last one of them is home. And let us turn again to the values that protect our civilization. Pray that we welcome a year of blessing, success, and prosperity for Azerbaijan, Israel, and the entire region. Toda Rabba, and thank you.
Dear guests, I would like to now welcome on stage the Ambassador of the Republic of Azerbaijan to the State of Israel, Mr. Mukhtar Mamedov, and Minister, Co-Chairman of the Joint Commission between Government of Israel, Azerbaijan and Government of Israel, Mr. Zэев Elkin, to deliver the opening speeches and for the official toast.
Honorable Minister Zëev Elkin, members of Knesset, Chief of State Protocol, Ambassador Gil Asker, dear ambassadors and representatives of the diplomatic corps, dear friends, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, Akşamınız hayır, Erev Tov. Welcome to the reception dedicated to the Independence Day of the Republic of Azerbaijan. I'd like to start my speech with once again extending our deepest condolences to the State of Israel, to our colleagues from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the family members of the two staff members of the Israeli Embassy in Washington, D.C., who lost their lives, who were killed in a heinous attack last week. I want to extend my deep gratitude to the President of the State of Israel, His Excellency Mr. Isaac Herzog, for his video message and congratulations and his dedication to further strengthening the partnership between Israel and Azerbaijan. Today we commemorate a remarkable milestone in our history which dramatically changed our nation and the region. Azerbaijan Democratic Republic, which was established on May 28, 1918, was the first democracy, parliamentary democracy in the Muslim world. It gave life to the first opera in the Muslim world. It gave voting rights to women on equal basis as men, first time in the Muslim world, and many times earlier than many European nations. Ethnic and religious minorities, even those hostile to Azerbaijani statehood, were granted all the civil rights, including voting and being elected. Azerbaijan Democratic Republic institutionalized our centuries-long traditions of multiculturalism and coexistence. Today, after more than a century, while we are proud to uphold, strengthen, and promote those values of tolerance and peaceful coexistence, we feel being a minority and those very values on the brink of being lost or forgotten. With disturbingly increasing levels of ethnic hatred, xenophobia, Islamophobia, and anti-Semitism all around the world, our actions and policies towards certain or any cultures, religions, and ethnicities which are an integral part of our society sometimes are seen as extraordinary and exemplary. But for us in Azerbaijan, these are just lifestyle and very ordinary thing. And thus, after a century, we see more than ever an urgent need for a world where tolerance and multiculturalism will not be something extraordinary. Where a world where sending a Jewish singer to Eurovision or voting double douche-spawn for Israel in Eurovision will not be big news. Using the opportunity, I would like to congratulate Israel and Rafael for her great performance at Eurovision 2 weeks ago. We see a diversified development of relations between Azerbaijan and Israel in the recent years. Opening of the Embassy of Azerbaijan in Israel a bit more than 2 years ago was an important milestone, but we don't stop and there is more to do ahead. We're building new partnerships and developing, strengthening the existing ones in various fields like energy, transportation, agriculture, defense, space, innovation, education, tourism, and many others. Last 2 months, we had 3 government ministers from Azerbaijan visiting Israel to take it further ahead, and we're expecting more. We're expecting visits by Israeli government ministers and the Speaker of the Knesset to Azerbaijan in the coming months. Azerbaijan has become one of favorite destinations for Israeli tourists, as well as a transit hub for many destinations, many geographies, with 14 direct flights between Tel Aviv and Baku. Azerbaijan Airlines has been flying for most of the time during the ongoing war to Israel, thus reflecting on the true nature of our friendship. Azerbaijan's main energy company, SOCAR, for the first time in its history, will conduct drilling operations outside Azerbaijan with a license for source of natural gas in Block I on Israel's offshore waters. Moreover, SOCAR purchased a 10% share of Tamar gas field, thus turning into an active player in the region. Cooperation in the field of education, which is quite dear to me, is expanding at the levels of general and higher education between many stakeholders in Azerbaijan and in Israel. And by the way, I can proudly say that quite recently, Azerbaijan became the first Muslim-majority country to introduce the definition of anti-Semitism in its secondary school curricula, as well as reflecting in detail on the history of Holocaust in its textbooks. But this is not the main thing. What's more important is that the fact that the word anti-Semitism exists in Azerbaijan only in the history textbooks. The year 2025 is very symbolic for us. This year we celebrate the 30th anniversary of our constitution. Thus, 2025 was declared as the year of constitution and sovereignty in Azerbaijan. This year, we're also celebrating the 5th anniversary of liberation of our territories, which have been previously occupied by Armenia, thus restoring our territorial integrity and state sovereignty. Those lands, which have been quite destroyed for most of the time, are being restored, and we're bringing back life to those lands. Those lands now enjoying rivers of nature, laughter of kids, warmth of the families. And at this moment, I would like to mention that Israel, the State of Israel, has been one of few countries which supported Azerbaijan throughout the process, for which we are very grateful to our dear friends in Israel. We look forward to strengthening our friendship and further developing cooperation with Israel in the best interest of our nations, based on strong foundations of our historic bonds and mutual support and respect of our people. Bayramınız Mubarak, Happy Independence Day. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Mr. Ambassador, my dear colleagues, the former Minister of Finance, former Minister of Defense, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the member of Knesset, Victor Lieberman, distinguished ambassadors and the members of the diplomatic missions in Israel, honorable guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor that I stand here today and take part in the celebration of the Independence Day of Republic of Azerbaijan. Israel and Azerbaijan share a deep and enduring bond that has been built on the foundation of mutual respect and trust. We are united not only by our strategic interests and increasing cooperation, but by our common values of religious freedom, tolerance, and respect for diversity. Jews have lived for centuries in Azerbaijan as active and proud members of the community, making Azerbaijan at home to the biggest Jewish community in the Muslim world today. I would like to express our deep appreciation for the warm welcome that Azerbaijan has bestowed upon its Jewish community for hundreds of years. Thank you to your country, Mr. Ambassador. The bilateral relations between our two countries are strong, based on the true friendship. This friendship is probably best demonstrated by the mutual support we offer each other vis-a-vis other countries in the framework of international organizations. Another example is the way that Azerbaijan maintains its relationship with Israel despite the strong pressure used by other countries to undermine our relationship. And I understand that it wasn't so easy for you and your country. For this, we are also very appreciative and commend the way Azerbaijan continues to stand up for its own independent foreign policy principles. Azerbaijan and Israel enjoy a very wide area of cooperation. We commend the significant progress in our economic cooperation achieved via a joint economic committee between two governments and other sources of cooperation such as farming, water management, transportation, environmental protection, health, innovation, and cybersecurity. Two other areas that are worth into particular mention: air transport. The State of Israel is both proud and appreciative of the fact that despite of the ongoing war, the national air carrier, Azal, continued to fly to Israel, while the vast majority of other international carriers stopped. Thank you again to you and to your country for this support. And now, with the signing of the code-share agreement with Elal, Baku will strengthen its status as a hub for Israeli tourists and very important gateway to many other destinations for Israeli citizens. The second area is that of energy. Azerbaijan is an important supplier of oil to the state of Israel. But not only that. We can see in last month, in the last year, cooperation between Sukhar, Azerbaijan national energy company, and the Israeli market that had existed for many years, including during the difficult period since October 7. In last month, we can see the new development. I very support and we congratulate Sukhar of his decision to be one of the owners of the Tamar Reserve, and the tender is won in the search for gas, which involves the visit of the company's chairman, as well as Azerbaijan Minister of Economic, Mikhail Jabarov, my partner and manager of the Joint Economic Committee between two governments who come who come here in the last March with very, very important visit. But it is not only these two important fields of cooperation in the past that we speak about them today, but also we want to look ahead to the bright future that awaits us. These days, you and me, we are working intensively on preparation of the convening of Joint Economic Governance Committee between Israel and Azerbaijan to be held here in Jerusalem in June. During the committee, I am sure that we will be able to significantly advance economic cooperation between our two countries, address challenges and obstacles, and give an additional boost to other bilateral economic cooperation. We see a future for our nations come together to share their knowledge and expertise, to learn from one another, and to build a better future for both our nations. Today, let us also celebrate the close and growing friendship between our two nations. Let us continue to work together to build a better future for our people and for all those who share our commitment to peace and tolerance. Mr. Ambassador, on this special day, I would like to warmly wish you, the government, the President of Republic of Azerbaijan, and of course the people of Republic of Azerbaijan, security, peace, prosperity, and success. May the friendship and the good relations between our two countries continue to flourish. Thank you, and of course, thank for your country for supporting your provision for those who are. Thank you.
Long-standing friendship or partnership of Azerbaijan and Israel.
Even in difficult times.